Hey kids, welcome to Come Rant With Me, aka A View to a Rant, aka The Rant Is Not Enough. I'm your host, Matt Gorman, and I'm here with my friend, co-producer, and co-host, engineer, David Huey Hayman. And yeah, this is Come Rant With Me. This is the podcast where we rant about bullshit, pisses us off, little things, annoying things that you just gotta rant about because they drive you crazy, and ranting is fun. It makes you feel good. You get it off your chest, so that's what we do here. Today my guest is actor, improviser, and star of the web series that I happen to have directed, Wasted Youth. But before we get to Alan, can we just talk quickly about, I want to talk about clickbait and the people who click on it, or actually people that don't click on it. So, you know that headlines and thumbnails and previews are made to incite an emotion in you. They're made, the whole point of them is to get you to feel something and often to get angry and be like, hey, what is this thing? So like I recently worked on this movie called Filth City. Very funny crime comedy movie. It's supposed to be kind of a takeoff on The Wire, but it's comedy. And recently there was an article published about it that calling it the Rob Ford story, and people started freaking out. The Ford Nation started going crazy. We're going to protest this movie. These people are scumbags. Councilman, or I don't even know if he's in the government anymore, but Doug Ford came out and said the director better be careful if he's walking the street and Doug Ford's driving his car, basically threatening to murder the director of this movie because of a 90-second trailer for the movie that is the only thing that any of them have seen. I've seen the movie because I worked on the movie, and the movie's fucking funny as shit. And it is by no means the Rob Ford story. It is a movie, it's a movie about a big, fat, dumb, crack-smoking mayor who gets videotaped and blackmailed. The similarities end there. That is a story that's based on Rob Ford. It's inspired by him for sure. But if you were to see the movie, you would see right away that it's clearly a caricature. It is not in any way meant to be Rob Ford. It's a caricature that is so ridiculous that there's no way it can be based on anyone in real life. Yeah, it might be inspired by him, but the bigger point is these people that are freaking out, saying they're going to protest the movie and calling the makers of the movie scumbags when they haven't even seen the movie. No one has seen the movie. There's no reviews of the movie out yet. The only people that have seen the movie are cast and crew. But these people have decided based on a headline that the movie is terrible and that it's too soon because Rob Ford died, even though this movie was made long before Rob Ford passed away. And truth be told, Rob Ford would like this movie. It's a funny movie. And on top of that, the fact that it's not the Rob Ford movie, there's like 40 characters in this movie. It's like The Wire. There's good cops, and there's bad cops, and there's drug dealers, and there's junkies, and there's prostitutes, and there's reporters, and there's a mayor, and his assistant who works for him. But, there's all these storylines and all these characters that it's by no means the Rob Ford story, but these people just see one thing and they jump on it. The same people that read a headline on social media, they see a headline and they start commenting on it, giving their opinion about the thing when they haven't read the actual article. How about read the article and then comment on the article, not just on the sensationalized headline that is out there specifically to get a reaction out of you, and you're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. They are winning, and you are a dumbass. That's basically what it comes down to. Read the fucking article or see the movie before you pass judgment on it and before you start threatening to murder the people who created it or throwing names out of them. The best part, too, is the people that are saying, you're bullying. You're bullying the family of Rob Ford. You fucking scumbags. You asshole piece of shit, no talent, comedian. Go back, get a real job. Stop making movies and being funny, you assholes. Also, stop bullying. Can you hear yourselves, people? Are you that fucking stupid that you don't see that you're doing exactly what you're saying that we shouldn't be doing? It matters because Rob Ford died? It was a very sad thing. He passed away from, cancer. It doesn't change the fact that he's a misogynist bigot when he was alive and a crackhead pathological liar. But, let's all remember him and let's not make fun of him too soon because, he has a family. As does the director of the movie, who was just threatened to be murdered by Doug Ford, by the way. So anyway, I just can't deal with stupid people. They drive me fucking crazy. Get over yourselves, people. Get informed before you comment and rant. Anyway, today my guest is Alan B. He's a comedian and actor, and he's in Wasted Youth, the web series that I directed, and it's pretty funny. You should check it out. We'll put a link in the show notes. Anyway, here's my conversation with Alan. Hope you'd like it. Peace.
You have a whole season.
It was super ambitious. It was too ambitious. That's what it comes down to. And we ended up actually cutting an episode. There was supposed to be another Hulk episode with like a funeral. That was in the original script. And we were going to film that. We were looking into renting a funeral hall and shit. It was like thousands of dollars to rent an actual funeral hall and get like 30 extras to fill the room. And I was like, we don't need, the story works without this whole thing. Adam built a coffin with his family. He has a coffin. For a year, he had a coffin in his fucking garage.
Well, now he's set coffin-wise.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Anyway, let's get into it. Cool. Well, thanks for coming in, and give us one sentence about who you are and what do you do.
Sure. Okay, so I'm a actor, improviser, comedian that I just work in Toronto, do French stuff as well around, and all around great guy, I feel. You know, I'm biased though, but yeah.
No, I think that's an accurate representation of who you are.
Yeah.
All right, well, the next section, we ask some questions. I don't know if you've listened to any of the podcast episodes, but basically we ask you some questions. Basically, they're one or the other, and the idea is you can like both things, but you're always going to like one more than the other, and whatever you decide is going to say a little about your personality.
Okay.
So let's just get into it. So, smooth or crunchy?
Ooh, crunchy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I love crunchy.
Me too. I don't get the appeal of smooth at all.
Yeah, it's a spread that eats like a meal. That's what I like about it. Yeah.
True. Okay, big one. This is a big important one. Yeah. Coupon or coupon?
Oh, it's coupon. You're a coupon? What are you?
We're both coupon guys.
Really?
But we're in the wrong.
You guys are Americans.
Strongly believe. Why is that an American thing?
Yeah. I remember I saw it a Friends episode. She's like, coupon. I'm like, why is she saying coupon? K-E-W-pon, right?
Right.
Coupon.
Everyone has an opinion about the origins of where this comes from. We've heard that coupon is an East Coast thing, and then some people, now the American thing, so I'm trying to discover what's that word for like the origin of words, you know? Not epistemology. Anyway, whatever.
Etymology.
Etymology? Is that what it is? Yeah,
like,
I need the etymology of coupon, but anyway. You did a big 90s thing, right? You were in a sketch group all like 90s, so I can ask you some 90s questions.
Yeah.
And even though you're not that old, you might have some answers, right?
Yeah. Well, I was around in the 90s.
Yeah?
Yeah,
all right,
I was a teen then.
Growing Pains or Who's the Boss?
Ooh. I think I watched more Who's the Boss.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Because of Alyssa Milano specifically?
Specifically Alyssa Milano. I don't know. I think I thought Tony Danza was funny at the time.
Yeah.
He was. Oh, wait. Hey, yo.
Yeah, he was funny.
Yeah, he's funny, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't see it now for some reason, but I remember back then thinking it was funny.
Yeah, well, I can't see half of the shit that I used to watch being...
Full
now
House
I don't watch anything with a laugh track. I watch only single camera stuff.
Laugh tracks
and
anymore.
I don't find it funny, and I don't get... Like, people watch Big Bang Theory, and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why? I don't find it funny at all.
Yeah, pretty much Arrested Development and Community ruined laugh tracks for me.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you can have an amazingly awesome show, and the fact that there's no laugh track makes it even funnier.
So much better, because you decide when to laugh all by yourself. Exactly. And I often find in movies I laugh at shit that other people don't laugh at. Like if I go to the theater, which I don't do that often, but I kind of like that when I'm watching a movie and a line happens and I laugh and no one else laughed at. Yeah. Like, oh man, I went to see Forgetting Sarah Marshall in the theater. I'll always remember this. And the theater was full. And Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Bill Hader's talking to him about like going on more dates and whatever. Like you should meet some girls, and he's like talking about putting this P in the V. You got to put the P in the V. And he's like, I don't want to put the P in the V. I just want to B my L on somebody's T's. And I laughed so loud, and my wife turned to me like, what? What did he say? And no one else in the whole. It was like a packed theater, and I was the only person that laughed.
That probably went over a lot of people's heads.
I feel like everyone was like, what?
Yeah,
and
that's a quick one that I think you have to pay attention to really catch.
On Roseanne, original Becky or new Becky?
Oh shit, I never really watched Roseanne, although I do remember the girl. I think the second one was cuter.
Oh yeah.
Is that right?
Well, cuter, yeah, but she wasn't the original Becky.
No.
Original Becky was like angsty, kind of bitchy. Second, new Becky is the girl from Scrubs, and Sarah Chalk, I think is her name.
Oh, really?
And she's been in a lot of stuff, and she's attractive and she's hilarious, but she's not Becky. Becky's like the original Becky. chick.
She was punk rocker.
Yeah. No, Darlene was the punky one. She was just a bitch, and in a good way.
Bitchy blonde chick,
She was like Roseanne's daughter. Like I believed that she was Roseanne's daughter because she had like an edge. She had like an attitude.
Yeah.
Roseanne's a great show, man. Should check it out. It actually holds
Remember
up.
her on Roseanne.
Who?
I'm
Sarah
looking.
Chalk?
Yeah.
She was in the last like 2 or 3 seasons. She
I don't
replaced
remember, dude.
Becky. You're Archie. Who do you fuck first, Betty or Veronica?
Ooh. So Veronica.
Yeah.
Veronica.
Why?
Lovely. I don't know.
You're not asking the question right.
Why?
You get to fuck one of them.
No.
Who is it? Or you're
No,
saying
you
who
say
you fuck
first.
first.
Yeah, I
so
say
he gets
first.
both either way.
Yeah, but you have to. Well, you don't get both either way.
Oh.
You have to work for it.
But you're saying it's inevitable.
They're human beings.
Well,
is
they
what
both
Brad's
want to
saying.
fuck Archie. That's the whole,
Oh,
the whole
right,
plot of
right.
the Archie comic book.
But if you
is
play
that
your
both
cards
these
right, you
girls
can
are-
fuck them both. Is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think the only way to do that is to fuck Betty first.
Oh, really? That's
Because
true.
Betty's the girl next door. If she found out that you put it in Veronica,
That's a
she's
good
probably
point.
going to be like, "You're dirty now." But Veronica's like a dirty girl.
maybe-
So if she's like, "You fuck Betty," that's cool. I bet you I can do better than her.
From my experience, though, I think that whatever people put forward, face people put forward,
Uh-huh.
is what they're hiding.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that even though Betty portrays herself as a girl next door,
Right.
if
She's
Archie were
wild
to
in the
get with
sack.
Veronica, then she would just be like, I have to win.
Oh,
And then-
really?
So she'd have to get Archie. But you
Huh.
could probably play that the other way too, as
Yeah,
well.
they're
You're
both
right.
fictional characters. So
Yes.
There's no
Yeah.
real answer. But chicken wings, wingies or drummies?
What the hell?
The wingy or the
Oh,
drummy?
I see. Right. Ooh, good question. I'm gonna go with Drummy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Don't talk to Hayman. Hayman, you're out of this
He
conversation.
loves
Okay.
wingies, eh?
He loves the sauce, and he feels that the wing is the better sauce delivery mechanism.
Interesting.
And because him, it's all it's all about the sauce for
I,
him.
for me, it's all about the meat.
Yeah, me
so
too.
More meat on the Drummy, yeah. But yeah.
I know he's gonna start yelling at me. He's typing something away just so he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to get into
Oh, the other
it.
guest is coming on the way, so.
So this might be this is more 80s than 90s, but let's see if you got this. Different Strokes or Webster?
Ooh. I used to watch Different Strokes more.
Yeah.
Which talk about Willis? Yeah.
Yeah, that was
That was
classic.
when I was a kid. That's one of my probably first sitcoms I can remember watching.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was young then. It came out like in the late 70s, I think actually, but like
Yeah.
hit its stride in like the early 80s. I was really young, but I remember like what you're talking about,
yeah.
Willis. Punky Brewster kind of affected me too. Do you
Right.
remember Punky Brewster?
Yes.
It didn't last that
Punky,
long, but I
right.
loved that show, and I
Yeah.
think I was partly in love with Soleil Moonfry. She might have been my first crush.
The one thing
as,
I
like, a
remember from
6-year-old.
Webster that I loved was
Yeah.
they had the clock that was like had a dumbwaiter in it or something.
Oh no, the two separate. Yeah,
Those are
no,
two
you're right.
separate
No,
things,
you're right.
right?
You're right. The dumbwaiter and it had the clock.
Had,
You're right.
had like a passageway or something.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, that shit, man.
I still want a dumbwaiter. I
yeah.
tell my wife all the time, if we ever are rich enough to own a house, I want a fucking dumbwaiter
Yeah.
in that house.
And I want a friggin' bookshelf that is a secret, door. That whole bit,
I saw a thing recently
Grandfather
about how you
clock,
can
go
do that
somewhere.
in your house. You like build a secret room in your house with like
Okay.
behind a bookshelf. That would be
I
amazing.
know.
Oh my god, I want to do that.
You're all
so
such a
bad.
kid.
White vinegar or malt vinegar?
Malt. I'm gonna go
Nice.
with malt. Yeah.
Good.
Nice hearty vinegar.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's got white vinegar is just nothingness.
It seems like just water
Malt's
that's
got the-
turned.
Yeah. Can water turn?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Well, there's tepid water, so I guess.
I guess it
Yeah.
can eventually. How about window or aisle on a plane?
Good question. I'm gonna say window,
Yeah.
and there's a two-part answer. One,
Okay.
because of the view.
Yeah.
Secondly,
Mhm.
you can put the pillow up against the wall, the corner there, and you get
Right.
a little you can't do that in the aisle. You're
Yeah.
kind of
True.
stuck.
People are like, I'm tall, I stretch my legs out, but I don't get how you stretch your legs out in the aisle
You don't,
anyway.
yeah,
You
yeah.
put one leg out, and then someone comes by and knocks
Yeah.
you inevitably.
No, the aisle is bad actually too because that's where all the activity is. People walking
Yeah,
constantly. You have to deal with that shit.
I
It's like
know.
people are like, oh, I can get out easier. I'm like, I can get out once, maybe during
Yeah.
a flight.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be
If you're
worth
on a
it.
12-hour flight, it's one thing.
Yeah.
Like if you're flying to Europe, I could see it, or Hawaii or
Yeah.
something. But if you're flying 6 hours or less,
Exactly, you're fine.
I like to look out the window and see the little mini people and worlds.
Exactly.
The joy of
Just think,
like,
contemplate
flight.
your place in the universe.
Yeah, totally. And like just the beauty too, like seeing if you ever fly over the Grand Canyon or like the Rockies, like,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
incredible.
When you fly into a city and you look down and you
Oh, yeah.
you kind of get to see the aerial view of
Yeah.
it's
Even Toronto. Every time I fly
yeah.
into Toronto, I'm like looking for my house or
Yeah.
like, hey,
It's
look,
like, this
there's
is what
my
it looks
park,
like?
or-
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It
Man.
looks like what you imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit of a deeper one. We'll see. Well, I don't know. Anyway, burial or cremation? Or alternate or something else?
I would say alternate, actually. 'Cause
Yeah?
I just saw a thing recently on Adam Ruin's death.
Yeah.
And, talking about, like, how, like, funeral homes, because you were mentioning earlier about wanting to go to a funeral home to rent it. It was, like,
Yeah.
so expensive because funeral homes just exploit this time of your life where
Grief,
you've lost
yeah.
grief.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's like weddings, they just overcharge you because you're in this position you have to pay.
Yeah.
So, like, cremation is crazy expensive, even though it shouldn't be. If it's cheaper
Right.
than still burying, a $10,000 box in the ground.
Right.
So there's an alternative where it's like, I forget what it's called. There's like a land funeral or something like that, and there's an air funeral.
Uh-huh.
Air funeral is probably not like kosher here, but or basically like they leave you on a mountaintop and like the birds will eat your body.
What?
That's like in cultures like Mongolian cultures. That's because they don't
That's
have
fucked up.
everything's like the ground is frozen or something like that,
right.
so they can't do that there.
Huh. I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want birds to eat my
No,
flesh.
I wouldn't care. Once I checked out, it's just like this is all you guys know.
But you got to think about it. When you're on your deathbed, you got to think about like what's going to happen to me.
Birds are gonna
I know
peck
like
my
you won't
body
be
up.
alive and it won't matter, but
Yeah.
still somewhere in your head you're going to be like what's going to happen, And I don't know, that would freak me out.
Well,
knowing
another
that.
one that's the Western version that's pretty cool is they just wrap you in a sheet and
Yeah.
bury you in a sheet. And it's just like nowhere near, because
But
we're
buried still.
Yeah, you're buried, I
The
guess, still in
buried
that
thing
case,
is
yeah.
a little freaky to me.
Yeah?
Being under the ground.
yeah, I guess it's probably the most natural way to do
Yeah,
it because it's like
that's true.
you decompose.
Yeah.
My mom has a whole thing of wanting to be in the drawer, the cabinet.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever that's called,
Yeah,
mausoleum, I guess.
Mausoleum, yeah.
And she's like, I'm like, why? And she's like, oh, because worms are gonna eat you in the ground.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're gonna, you're gonna decompose no matter where you are, just because
Right.
you're in a drawer.
Yeah.
Just because they keep you fresh in a fridge.
Right.
You're still dead. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I'd rather decompose and like, or are you gonna save me for like
Yeah.
100 years, my decomposing body in a drawer? Like,
Yeah.
please don't. Like,
I really
just
want to
let
be
me go in
launched
there.
into space, though. That's the ultimate goal.
That'd be pretty cool.
Just like my body, not even in a shell, because once you're in space, they just give you a little push and you just keep going forever, right? You'll never stop.
Yeah.
You'll just keep going faster
Well,
and faster.
until you hit something.
And then eventually you'll hit a planet,
Yeah,
and then the aliens will be like, "What the fuck is this thing?"
And they revive you.
And then you're the reason that they discover humanity
come
or whatever.
yeah.
Then they come down here and they teach you how to see through space and time. Sorry, I saw Arrival recently. And
Really? Yeah, I
kinda
wanna watch that.
Anyway, what do you want to rant about today, Alan? You got something you want to rant about?
Okay, this is very, very niche, but
Uh-huh.
I do snow removal in the winter.
Oh, yeah.
So I own a landscaping company.
Oh,
that I
really?
do in the summer mostly. In the winter I have off except for when it snows.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like I one of the things that annoy me is the snowing always times out perfectly with when I have other like I'll have like a week off or I could just do nothing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then I'll have like an important show or something, and
Right.
it happens to snow that day, and it'll just fuck up my whole week, because then I have to pull an all-nighter to stay up and make that work.
Fucking nature, man.
I know, never on my side.
Dude, I went away for a month to Florida, and I was like hoping so bad there'd be a blizzard here, just to like make. It was still nice. I
Make
was
it
in
worth
Florida.
it.
I was wearing shorts and t-shirt, not complaining, but I was like, I really hope they get like a -20, a week of -20
Yeah.
while I'm down here, and nothing. The day we flew home, there's a fucking blizzard.
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
people staying at my house, and they never use the snowblower. We rent a house. There's a snowblower that came with the house, so whatever, I use it, and they never used it once the whole fucking time we were gone. And then the day I get home, there's like a foot of snow. Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me right now, man. God damn it.
Yeah,
You know
well,
what pisses me off about snow, and maybe you'll have an opinion on this
Yeah.
since you do it? People who shovel their snow out onto the street. Or
Oh.
they snow blow it out onto the street.
You know what?
And then the plow comes along and they just puts
Right
it all
back
right
on.
back on their fucking
Right back on.
driveway.
I
Off to the side.
I actually do have a thing about that because
Yeah.
when I took over the business,
Yeah.
I had maybe mowed a lawn once in my life,
Uh-huh.
and I had snow blowed exactly 0 times. I've
Right.
always shoveled.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
had a snowblower. So when I took over, it was like sometimes it was just really hard to get the snow, because you're going down the driveway to
Right.
get it over on the side onto the lawn.
Right.
So it would just be easier to shoot it out onto the road.
Right.
And just hope that cars would just disperse
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But then I learned the hard way that so many the trucks would come back, just put it right back on. So
Yeah.
it just ends up being easier. But yeah, I understand because that first year that was me just shooting it onto the road, and now I see
hate
people.
that.
When like you do something stupid and then you learn, and
Yeah.
then you see the other people doing that stupid thing that you used to do, and you get extra mad because it reminds you of when you were that stupid.
Yeah.
That's me for that.
Fully. Oh, god damn it. Fucking people.
They're worse.
Anyway, Cool. Thanks
Yeah.
for coming in,
Thanks for
Alan.
having me, man.
What do you got to plug? You got anything coming up? You want to plug?
Yeah, let's see.
Other than Wasted Youth, right now live on the internet,
Wasted Youth.
YouTube, Wasted Youth sketch comedy.
Yeah.
Alan's in it. He's fucking funny. My favorite episode is God's Job Interview,
Yes.
which Alan is very funny in. So check that one out.
There's also Cookie Biscuits comedy on YouTube. Subscribe. We put out
That's the channel name.
Yes, I think it's Cookie Biscuits comedy, I believe. But I'm sure if you put up Cookie Biscuits, you'll probably find us. You'll also find a bunch of videos on cookies and biscuits. But yeah, we have season 2 coming out. And yeah, we didn't get to talk about this, but we shoot like every weekend. We try to shoot like 3 sketches a weekend.
Oh yeah.
You know, we'll pick a location where we're at a house. So we have 3 sketches in a house. So we shoot those 3, but it ends up usually being 2 that we can squeeze in because you always want 3, and then that 3rd one becomes elusive.
Yeah.
Does that turn into like group sex or?
It turns into blackouts at the end where we just like we didn't do a 3rd sketch, but we're gonna do a bunch of blackouts.
Yeah, but do you like get
Not
drunk or like how does that end? How does an awkward like hey we just had like 3 sketch comedies like what do you
Let's
grab
all
each
fuck,
other's
right?
dick? Yeah, like I don't know.
Well, we all drink, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
But no, it hasn't turned into group sex yet.
Okay.
Mostly guys though, so I'm thankful for that.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't
Yeah.
discriminate.
No, I know that's fair.
Yeah.
But wouldn't be my jam. Yeah, and Truman Chipotle. We have a monthly show called Slopfest, although that might change, but you just look us up.
Truman Chipotle.
Truman Chipotle is
I
my
love
improv
that.
team, yeah. And yeah, look us up on Facebook, and we have our events on there, and then there's Matt Gorman. Check out him. He's great.
Yeah. There's another Matt Gorman. Fuck that guy.
Oh, my
Look
God.
up me. I'm Go for Gorman. Hit
Go
Go
for
for
Gorman.
Gorman. If you don't
In
see
Toronto,
Go for
there's
Gorman,
another
it ain't
Matt
me.
Gorman?
It's another Matt Gorman who's a director.
Oh.
And I got someone like, hey, I heard you're directing a play in Fringe. I'm like, no, I'm not. What the fuck are you talking about? Turns out it's this other dude named Matt Gorman.
Oh yeah.
He's a director as well.
Yeah, he's a
Oh,
director. He's
son of a
mostly
bitch.
theater. I think he's starting to make his way into film and TV. And
Tell
I'm
him-
we
like,
have a bunch of mutual
Tell him
friends.
Occupado.
fuck, are you
He's
and the
from
other Matt Gorman?
Halifax, I think.
Is he?
I would
don't
be
know.
willing to guess.
I
that
have
from
no. I was just joking when I said fuck that other Matt Gorman, but because I don't know the guy, maybe he's a nice guy, but
He's
when
moving
he-
out of your territory, and there's already one Matt
yeah,
Gorman here.
I'm just Gorman then. You can be Matt. I'll be Gorman.
He'll
I'll
be
stick
Matty
with that.
G.
I feel like this guy might be a member of Winter Sleep. I might have the wrong guy.
The band?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not who we're talking about. Cool. All right, cool.
Awesome.
Thanks, man. Thanks for coming
man.
in.
Thank
All
you.
right. Peace.
Thanks for listening. The music under me is Complaint Rock by Grays, a Toronto band that we love. Thanks to Pirates Blend for making that happen. We'd like to thank Shure Microphones for our audio. Tune in next week. You'll find us ranting, raving, doing what we do. Until then, you can reach us at cumrantpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at cumrantpodcast. Just get to us. We love you. Be here next week. More to come. This has been an SG Audio Network production.